Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Wardy's Waffle. This is the one that always gets the most views and the most comments, so please keep them coming. Hope you appreciated, or I won't say enjoyed, that's not the right word, but the two clips I put up. What number? 230 with Richie Sunak talking, and 231 the Environment Agency talking at the NFU conference. Just especially the last one. The comment really that struck it with me, hit home, was when he said he's very proud of how the Environment Agency have handled the floods. Yeah, as the comments have said from you, astounded by that one and many others in there. But anyway, we won't dwell on that. On to this week's update. This is all about the farm. You can see I've got my woolly hat on because it's very cold. We've had a frost overnight, last night, Friday, and a lot of rain this week. We've had 30 millimetres of rain altogether this month, and sorry, not this month, 30 millimetres this week, which takes the total to 86 millimetres for the month, which is the wettest February we've had for a number of years. I've got to get back to the office and get my laptop struck up because I've got records back 27 years to know how wet, but it's the wettest February we've had for a long while, after the wettest winter as well. So it's never ending at the minute, and I'm just contemplating. I'm getting concerned about these spring crops. The land, as you'll see in a minute, is very wet, and this heavy soil is going to need a few weeks to dry out. And judging on last year's spring crop performance, which wasn't very good at all, because of late planting, they didn't go in well the middle of April, and spring crop, and then we had 2 months of dry after that, not a spot of rain. So I'm just thinking at the moment that I'll set a date, probably the end of the first week in April, and if we don't get the spring crops in by then, excluding the capillated beans that is, because they need drilling in May, they'll be fine. If we don't get spring oats, spring barley, spring wheat drilled, planted by the end of the first week in April, I don't think we're going to bother. I think we're going to follow it, because when you look at the cost of inputs and things, there's no money in the crops because they yield a lot lower once you get into April. Anyway, a lot can happen yet. We've got a lot of time. When the nights go out and the days get longer, we can actually it'll dry quicker and get some warmth as well. So we'll see. But you can see at the minute and hear how much water there is around. Anyway, we'll see on that one and just see where we go and just keep a towel up. But at the minute, this land is as wet as it has been in the winter. Anyway, this week's update, we have got, continuing looking at the beck and the dike that Barry's doing out. He's finished now with the tree shear. He's now onto the bucket. It made a huge difference, and the water volume going through is incredible. So done a cracking job there. Also, we're looking at 1 or 2 bits around the farm, in the workshop. Tom and Ruben got the drill, half of the drill sorted, which is great. Thank you for the people who replied to say they knew where we could get some of the seed flaps and rollers from. That's the benefits of social media. We got that sorted and got some second-hand ones from a guy up in Yorkshire, so thanks for that. So we look at that, and also, believe it or not, the Environment Agency have started to repair the riverbank at Henry's, but I think this is only a temporary repair at the moment, because they're just putting some bags of stone in and some soil to just keep the water in the river. Then they're going to come back when the water's gone in a few months' time and do a proper repair and put the piles in, I understand. Anyway, I've got some footage from that as well. So pure farm things in this update, nothing from the conference. I'll carry on with the conference stuff. We've got 2 or 3 more nights of interviews to put up. Sorry, not interviews, but of speeches to put up from Food Standards Agency, which is a really good one, and who else have we got to put up? 2 more, can't remember. Anyway, they'll be really good. They'll go up in this week at night. So that's it for the intro. Thanks for watching. Let's crack on with this, and we'll see you at the end. Just shows you walking down this margin how wet it has been, and why February isn't a very good month this year. Got puddling out there, all through here, all through in the trees there. And people say trees stop flooding. Yeah, looks like it. When you look through there, you can see I've got a lot of Manitou forklifts behind me. I am at B&B Machinery, new depot that just opened up at Swineshead Bridge in Lincolnshire. This is where we got our Manitou from that you've seen a week or two ago. We've got a scissor lift. Yep, Manitou do those as well. So that's the standard farm machine. That is 741, so that's a 7 metre reach, 4 ton lift and 130 PS stands for power shift. That's a transmission. 6 metre lift there, 6 metre height and 3 ton lift. I think that's the horsepower of the engine. So a lot to look at here. Yeah, you see another 741 130. That's I think they're probably the most popular machine they do now. 737. So that one's 7 metre lift height, 3.7 tons and 130 horsepower. Here's an 8 metre 4 ton. This one's a slightly different machine to ours. Ours is a 9 metre, so this has not quite got the reach that ours has got. Useful, a lot of farmers have those, we haven't. That's a brush linked to a bucket, so you can sweep the yard and collect it at the same time. This obviously spins round and round and then flies all the dirt into the bucket. Hey, Glenn, you're right. Okay, you alright?
Yeah, good, thank you. Nice to see you.
And you? Here's a little mini one. Let's see if we can get one of these. To try anyway. Do not lower boob, it says so. Yeah, good little machine. Another little one. What have we got? So, crikey, so that's 6 metre lift height and 2.5 ton lift capacity. Skid steer. I didn't know Manitous did skid steer. 5 ton lift capacity, that one. 8 metre reach, 5 ton. That's a good big machine. Good big bucket that for loading lorries. I bet you wouldn't need more than probably 8 buckets maybe for a lorry load. 4,500 litres. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to just get a calculator out to work that out, as in how many tons that is. So we'll go inside. So this is inside, where this is the workshop. Aha, got the boys in blue in here. A few other farmers and visitors have arrived. Oh, these look good. Security cameras. I think it looks like there's alarm sounds if it picks someone up. That's another good one. Cordless power tools. I've never seen a cordless chainsaw before. Huh. Novel. Greasers as well, cordless greasers. I've seen those, got those, but yeah. Leaf blower, that one. We have got very similar mower that I've got. Remember seeing this at home, we got it last summer. This looks, oh, it's a bit different, this one, it's articulated. And then this is a little house for it, where it goes in and keeps out the way and charges up. So that mower is 4-wheel drive, and that is the QR code to go a bit more detail about it. But you can see by the stuntness of the bank, it will go up there no problem at all. So we're just looking here. Nick's just explained it's going to head to the charging station, hopefully in a minute. You can see the green light on in there. There we go. That's it, now being charged. Everybody's nearly gone, you can see I'm the last here, but Nick and James just showed me this. This is the electric version of the little industrial forklift. Or what are these called? Not forklifts, are they? Are they called forklifts? Yeah. And you can see, look at the battery pack in here. just staggering amount of batteries. And then that is what the cutout in the roof for, is to lift the battery pack out. There you go. Nick, so battery packs are there. How long does it last? Depends on the use, I know.
12 hours.
12 hours, right, roughly. And then how do you charge it? There's a big plug there. Like that.
You've got your charger, plug it in, done.
And does that reach the long cables long enough to... Oh, I see.
The charger's got a long lead on it.
Yeah, that's it. Job's a good one. I'm just going home now, but just had a bit of a chat about these little machines. And this little one here, believe it or not, let's just get where we've got a bit of light. Fantastic little truck. That one, 4 metre, 1.2 tonne lift, is about £48,000. But good thing with it is you can put it on a car trailer and you can tow it behind your truck. So with that and the trailer, it comes under the 3.5 tonne weight limit that are allowed on British roads for towing behind a four-wheel drive or a car, if you can tow 3.5 tonnes. Right, that's it. I'm off home now. Getting in my hairdresser car. Good look round here. Impressive company, B&B Tractors, I must say. I like them. So we're busy repairing the rollers on the drill now, and that is the one that you saw the mice had chewed. So that there is a good one, and that's the one the mice chewed. So how they work is that they sit like that. This is in the hopper, so the seed's coming down here. This is turning like that, and then it turns the seed out there, and then it drops over and drops down. And Tom and Ruben are just altering all the gears in there. And the rollers, actually, just before we go there, these rollers they're all right, but there's some damaged ones here. These are the ones the mice have chewed the corner off. If you look there, you can see the mice have chewed that off, so it won't get the right seed rate out. See there, so. And the reason why these fluted rollers are at an angle like that and not straight across is because when it's going round like that, if those were straight across, the seed would be going out in fits and starts. Whereas when it's coming out like that angle, the seed's dropping through there. This flute here is just finishing, sorry, that one there is just finishing, as that one there is just starting. So that means it gives a more constant flow of seed. So we'll just have a look up here. Let's get that light. So you can see there's the flaps underneath. You can see that's where the weed squeezed from. And there's the better rollers. And it drops it down into those in front of the plastic, and then it drops it into the seed tubes here. Then there's a fan that blows air, and it blows the seed down the tubes and into the ground. That's how it works. Then just there's all the different gears and chains, so that one drives the feed rollers. Then you've got an agitator shaft as well that keeps the seed flowing. Then you've got the same at the back as well. So these are some of the other ones that the mice have had a little chew, and you can see there they've chewed just the corner off, but that will affect the seed flow. So we've replaced all of them that's got a little bit damage. You can see there, chewed that. And then all these rollers there. See another one there. So you can see I'm back at the floods here on the edge of Lincoln. Hope you're not getting bored with seeing all this, but the environment agent turned up yesterday to start to do a temporary repair on the bank behind me. And you can see any machinery. So I'm just going to go over there, and if I can get near to it, I hope I can, and just show what's going on and have a look here. But you can just see the water's just as bad as it ever has been. And the river is full. Anyway, we'll go down the river bank here and have a look. We've still got the generator on the trailer here and the pipes and the submersible pumps here, but they're not working yet. You can see the river has dropped a bit, but this is still, yeah, this land actually is higher than the river. Dogs always enjoy the walk across here. Anyway, you can see there the pontoon and the machinery, they're lifting the big bags of stone in. So we'll go and have a look. So what they're doing is, so you can just see between those two trees there's some machinery and equipment there. That's where the pontoon comes out from. That road comes in from the other side of these floods. They're bringing the big bags of stone in. They've got a lot of deliveries coming tomorrow apparently. I just spoke to this guy here. So this is the river just here, and then that water on the other side is because the riverbank has burst further around there. So there's flood water because this bank has burst just up here, and then there's water there because that bank's burst. So this river has got a bank burst either side. You can see here they've got a boat as well here, and some excavators on the pontoon. Nala, come out. Nala, come here. Nala, come here. See the chicken farm, poultry farm in the distance, and if it wasn't for that earth bank around it, that would be completely underwater as well. So I just got back to the pub, and just worth highlighting here, you've seen Rob on these videos before, this is how much disruption the floods have caused to the pub. 67 days of disruption since October, just unbelievable. Loss in income Rob will have had from here is huge, and he's just doing the roof as well because the rain and the weather hasn't helped the roof at all, so he's had to do some major repair work on the roof. Just coming up to the back now where Barry finished with the shear grab. This is as far as he's gone. That's my neighbours through there, and he's pulled out 2 or 3 stumps that were in the water and trees. He's reached as far as he can, but you can see through there that's grown up both sides, but we won't go into there. That's the neighbours, but what we're doing here will benefit our neighbours because it means their water will get away more, but they don't want to do their bit. So I've done a really good job here. Here's the heaps that we've got along here. There's 4 or 5 heaps along here that will burn those as well next week or 2. We're not going to chip them. Thanks very much for the comments. It was a good idea, but it's so wet here. I don't want anything trampling this down any more than it has been. You can just see how low down to the bank some of the stumps were. By the time we get the bucket through here and do this bottom out, made a big difference. He's actually done a stretch through there, which we'll look at in a minute. Actually, just looking here, this is a prime example of how silt builds up around trees and things in the bank. If you look at that there, that is pure silt on there, and that is because those tree roots there have held the water flow up. And look at that silt down in the bottom there. That is all silt that needs to come out when we get to this corner, all there as well. And that's just what happens to the main rivers. This is why the main rivers must be cleaned out. Yeah, that just shows the value of clearing the rivers out and getting the silt out and getting trees out the bottom and everything. And so I will actually get Rhonda to come on here in the next update or 2, just to give you the latest on the proposal that she and some of her colleagues and the IDB and local MPs have been working on, because it's bearing fruit, which is really good. But I'll get her to give you the news on that in the next update or 2. Barry has left some cover where he can and some undergrowth. You see there, those big ones have been cut off but laid in the bank up there. So he's left some where we can on the wider areas, but then where it's narrow, we can't, such as up there. You can see there's some more trees there, that is cut up. Now you might wonder why has he done those halfway up the bank, but the problem is they were all growing right over down into the water. So we've taken those off, and because I haven't pulled the roots up, they'll regrow, and it will be another probably 15 years, 20 years before it needs this amount of work doing again. But we will now, every other year or whatever, just come in here and just sludge this bottom out. So what we've done is not an every year job, but sludging the bottom out will be a lot more regular. So this is the corner that was absolutely grown up. You can see by these roots all around Nala. So looking at this from the other side, just got a bit more there to take out. He'll do that from the other side over the top of that hedge when he gets there. But big difference here. Water running really well. Just here chaffinches there. There you go. There's a bird feeder, songbird feeder just to the side of that hedge you can't see. Shows that's what they're after. There we go. Lovely sound. Anyway, looking through here, big difference. And what Barry's actually doing is taking the angle off some of the corners, he said, because I haven't been here since before the NFU conference, so I've been down here since Monday. So if you look through there, that's now all done and finished. Against this, which has just had the tree shear through it. No sludging out at the bottom. So that's going a treat through there, because Barry has actually finished the other side of this bridge. And when you look here, so much better. We will walk down here. This bit, I say now, is all finished, and all the dyke muck that we've got out there, the dyke soil, that will be spread out on that field after harvest. And because taking all the briars and the bushes and things off that bank, it's opened those trees up quite a bit. So Barry's just put some of these cuttings, stuffed them back in the trees with his shear grab, with his grab, and just put some along here. There's 4 or 5 areas along here. We might even put a bit more yet from the other side. I'll see what it's like. Useful point just to highlight, if you can look now just on top of the water line, can you just see there, that bluey colour just there? That's clay. So that shows that Barry's got right down to the bottom of this dike. So the water's now running on top of the clay, which is fantastic. You don't need to go any deeper than that. So it just shows all along there, that colour. That's the blue clay. Here's some more patches of brambles and things that Barry's put in, and bushes. Another one there, another one there. Just create a bit of habitat for hedgehogs in the winter time, and also wildlife to shelter behind and get out the wind. This is the trouble with the bend. Perfect example. This bend really is too stunt, but to take it out, we're removing a lot of soil and make this bank unstable. Look at the deposit already on the inside of that bend. So that really highlights just where Nala is. Just there, what happens on corners. It deposits rubbish on the inside bend. Now just look at that perfect example. Deposits rubbish or gravel, as that is there, and silt, and pushes the water into the opposite bank, and then that causes the opposite bank to undercut just in there. That's a really good example of what happens on corners and why rivers need to be straight. And that's why years and years ago, a lot of the drains in Lincolnshire were hand dug and they were straight, because they knew what they were doing.